Hey guys, welcome back. In this video we're going to be doing a caravan tour. I know we did one in some previous videos about 10 months ago when we purchased the caravan, but I thought I'd just do a bit more in depth, show you what we store in each cupboard and the things we bought along the way. We have a 2004 Roadstar. It's a vacationer Tango, and we bought it about 10 months ago in South Australia. It was just a private seller, second hand, but it works perfect for us and meets all of our needs. First of all, I'll run you through our kitchen. So one of my favourite cupboards is this one. Slides all the way out and we can just keep so much in there. So we've got things like rice and oats and all of, well, not all of, but most of our canned food we keep down the bottom here because it's quite heavy. We keep heavier things at the bottom and then to the light things at the top here, just like packets of nuts and chia seeds and that. So every caravan has to have a random drawer with just bits and bobs in, and this is ours. A bit messy, but an extra water plug because we melted this one. We left it on a hot water service a few weeks ago and melted all the top of it. So just a random spare one of them, super glue, paintbrushes, spare keys and pens, and
always have duct tape.
Yep, plenty of duct tape. And I'll show you in these cupboards. So I like to keep lots of light things in here, as well as our bowls and plates, coffee mugs, cups. We do keep our wine glasses. We only carry a couple in here. So I've just cut the box and kept them in their original packaging. I find that they're not going to break as easy when we go down corrugated roads and things. And then under here is a second pantry. Got more canned foods, oils, just like long life creams. These are really good just to keep in the pantry.
We've got some homemade honey from, well, not homemade, but home produced honey from our friend in WA. He has a stack of beehives and creates honey, and it's just fantastic. Yeah, it's really tasty. I keep potatoes right at the bottom there. Most of our alcohol, so like bottles of vodka and rum, a rack from Bali, we keep all down here because it's quite heavy, so right at the back of the van. NutriBullet, cleaning products, and then up here I've got some baking items. Probably can't see that well because it's quite dark in the cupboard, but yeah, just different containers in there. We also keep some more canned food in here, extra pasta and things, especially at the moment with coronavirus, because if one of us got it and we had to self-isolate for a couple of weeks, we don't really have any friends or anything in WA, so we need to be able to have 2 weeks worth of food here. Now, favourite box in the caravan, I'll just get rid of that, and our wraps and naan bread. So this has all of our spices, coconut powders in it to make curry. So my mum gifted this to me before we left, and yeah, it's probably my favourite thing to make on the road. Really cheap and easy. And then when we're on power, we use the toaster and kettle, which is up there, and this is to make zucchini noodles or carrot noodles as well. And then electric frying pan, toilet paper. Yeah, that was a hard essential thing to find. So we got a big pack, so that sits under there, so when you run out on the toilet it's not so hard to find. Yeah, we got a bit low at one stage, but got our trusty big pack under there now. Now onto the sink area. We got one of these mats at just Cheap as Chips or one of the reject shops or something. I think it was about $5, and that's really great just to keep next to it when you've got a heap of dishes that overflow. So we use that nearly every day. And then I keep the kettle up here when we're on power, and that's pretty much it. Pretty self-explanatory. Yeah. When we got the van, we put in a water filter tap, just because being on the road, you never know when you're going to find good water, so being able to have a filter tap that gives you nice clean drinking water all the time is really quite handy.
And a Kmart bin. I think that was only a couple of dollars as well. It's quite big and it just lives up here, tucks away quite nicely. And my really sad bamboo plant, I've given it a bit of a trim today because it was dying. So if anyone knows how to, what would you call it, bring back to life, recoup a bamboo plant, just drop it in the comments below. Oh, actually, while we're over this side of the van, shout out to Lee and Molly. Look how cute this mug is that they gave us before we went away. Drink out of that every day, guys. Also, before we move on, we keep just like dish liquid and extra cloths and plugs in there. Cutlery in here, that's the stuff we use every day. And then all the extra big items are in here. Alright, so this is our second kind of kitchen prep area. So we've got the exhaust fan up here and light, and then a 4 burner. Only works on gas. We don't have an electric option, which is a bit sad, but that's okay. It works fine for us. Don't have a full oven as well. We did in our last van. So getting this one, yeah, we wish we had a full oven, but we just deal with the grill at the moment. We do things like garlic bread under there and it works fine, and toast and cheese on toast.
We do have a Weber as well, so
yeah,
that does allow us to bake a fair bit of stuff,
yeah.
Especially like roasts and
yeah,
things like that. So
we just haven't really nailed baking in the Weber yet. So if you've got any tips, yeah, let us know again. We just have a few different baking trays. We keep them up there.
They just stack away quite easy and they're out of the way.
Yeah, we haven't had any issues with things rattling around while we've been on the road. We've been down a few corrugated roads and all this has stayed fine. I've seen people that do like an Oki strap around here, but I don't think we've really needed it. This drawer, I don't really like it, but it's got all of our pots and pans in it. Frying pan, a big bowl for popcorn or chips or something. And then under here, if Bryce wants to get done. So we keep our vacuum in here. I use that every couple of days. So it just lives under there. And then on this other side,
this side we've got extra medical stuff, just extra first aid bits and pieces, some gloves and some. Also under here we've got the 12 volt like charger and stuff, the battery charger. So that runs all our lights and bits and pieces. We also have a battery protector in here so that when the battery does get low, if we haven't had the solar on or things like that, it'll cut out some of the main things we use just to protect the battery and make sure we don't over discharge it.
And then another drawer here. They are actually really good spacious drawers here in the kitchen. When we first got the van, I was used to shoving so many things in just the one cupboard because we had a pop top. But yeah, it's been really great to actually spread things out and have a bit more organisation. This one has things from cleaning products and Glad wrap, Alfoil, sandwich bags, freezer bags in it, and then we just keep extra washing up bits and pieces. Yeah, like produce bags and stuff in there. And this is a bag full of other plastic bags, so that can all go in there. And our microwave, which I think is on the way out, we just had a blown fuse in it, so Bryce botched it up. He might tell you about that.
Yeah, we just wrapped some alfoil around the fuse and it seems to work. We got some expert advice from our dodgy electrician, Chelsea's old man. So, but it's working at the moment until we can find the right fuse, but unfortunately we haven't been able to find the right fuse for what we need.
So it might be a bin job soon. We just keep bread or like open wraps or naan bread in here. I keep my little steamer, which is one of my favourite things, so just to steam veggies. It's really quick and easy in the microwave.
But unfortunately, just when we're on power.
When we're on power. Yeah, if we're not, it sucks doing it all on the stove. Alright, up here is stationery.
No, Tupperware.
No, Tupperware.
No, it's Tupperware. unfortunately.
Oh God.
Sorry to get you all excited, but just bits and pieces, measuring cups and jugs and extra things to put leftovers in. Yeah,
Or
jars.
the jars I like to collect. Okay, and this cupboard, coffee, different creamers and things, chai mix, spices we keep in here, and then also a box of random spare cords and TV antenna parts.
Yep.
Yeah. We also in here have our fire blanket, and I got this one from Kmart. So because the cupboard was so big, we needed a shelf to go in there. So I just got this for a few dollars from Kmart, and it works really well. Thanks to Kmart if you want to sponsor us.
Half this caravan is all. Before we go too far, over here we've got our hot water service switch, which is quite easy. Just flick it on. Unfortunately, we've only just got gas. We don't have an electrical element, which is a shame for when we've been on long periods of time with power. But what do you do? The other thing here is a diesel heater controller, so we can just turn that on from here. It tells us our voltage in the batteries, and then this switch here is our water pump, so we just flick that on and for when we're off power and off mains water. Also got these fans. We got these off of eBay. They're about 75 bucks. We wanted to get Sirocco fans, but we couldn't justify the price. These are fantastic. They suction cup and move around, so we don't lose them anywhere. And
yeah, we usually just pop them up here of a night time. If it's a hot night, they go here. And if I don't want as much air as Bryce, which is usually the case, I can turn mine around and he can have his on.
Yeah. They're fantastic. Yeah. They've got heaps of grunt in them, so they blow stacks of air. They're multi-directional, so when Chelsea's laying on the bed and I'm cooking dinner, which happens quite often.
Oh, that doesn't.
We can send it around, and we can also take it with us if we're away from the caravan and in the swag, we can take it with us. Yeah. While we're here, we've got the TV just up here. It's on a nice big swivel hinge, so that we can point it to the bed, to the dining table and things like that, which is really good. We've got a couple 12-volt sockets up here. We plug the TV in on 12-volt all the time. It's just easier that way. Also, we've got a 12-volt amplifier for our TV, and we've got our 240-volt amplifier for our TV. This one only comes out at caravan parks and on power, whereas this one we use all the time. It does the job, and that's all we need. Over here we've got a little temperature gauge. This gives us temperature in the fridge and in the freezer, so it's great for if we stop somewhere after driving most of the day. You can duck your head in, make sure the fridge is cold and that it's working when it's on 12-volt. Antenna point. Antenna point up here for the TV. Just goes straight through the wall, and a couple of power points, which is pretty self-explanatory. On the back of the TV, we've got a Chromecast. So this allows us to watch our Netflix and Stan and Amazon Prime and things. We just hotspot our phone to that, and we can get everything up on the TV because it's not a smart TV at all.
I was just gonna say this was just off eBay for the fridge and freezer, and it's just one of these goes in the fridge and the same in the freezer. We've got a 150 litre Dometic fridge freezer. If you come around this way, it's 3-way, so we've got DC, AC and gas. And
nice big freezer for filling up with meat and things like that.
We get about 2 weeks worth of meat in that freezer for just the two of us, and then we just have the rest in the fridge, which holds fine as well. Yeah, we've had no issues with heating, or well, not heating, but it heating up while we've been away, and we've had a few quite hot days, so yeah, it's been really good. I'll show you the bathroom area now. So it's a combi shower and toilet. So with this mat on the floor, we just pull this out when we're ready to have a shower. And it goes down there just so we don't get any water out once we're finished. We've got this tied up. I'll shower curtain. So, pull that around every night when we have a shower and nothing else gets wet. So it saves getting the toilet and the sink area wet or your toilet paper as well every time you go for a shower. So if anyone has a combi and doesn't have a shower curtain, I'd really suggest you get one. These are just from Bunnings, these little caddies, and we just keep our body wash in there. Anything extra I need, I just keep in this one as well, which was from Bunnings, this cabinet. And I think it might have cost us maybe $30 all up for the couple of them.
Another great thing is this mat here. It's a Vinylite mat. You can get it from Clark Rubber, which is where we got ours from. It's just great. You can walk in there after having a shower and you don't get wet feet, because it can take a little while to dry out. So it's, yeah, fantastic.
Yeah. And you've probably seen our bin down here. We put all of our toilet paper in here. We don't like to put any toilet paper down the toilet because it just makes it harder to empty when Bryce is emptying it.
Yeah, Chelsea doesn't empty it at all, but I'm working on it.
Well, he's a plumber, so he's used to that anyway. We also put the, what is it called?
Vinylite.
Down here as well. So just when we're entering the caravan, you're not bringing all the dirt and crap in. I'll show you the overhead cupboards now. We've got 3 big cupboards up here, which are great. We keep in the first one all of our towels and face washes, hand cloths in there.
Because too many times we've gone for a shower and forgotten to get a towel out. So putting it in a nice, easy spot, you can reach it and get to it every
nice
time.
And close. And then up here is a bit of a random cupboard again. Got Mozzie coils, gas canisters, spare electrical parts, all of our sunscreens and bug rid. Oh God, I can't get the bug. And we also got some board games, some more like medical supplies up here, just things like Panadol, ibuprofen, which is easy to get to, and more stubby holders.
Plenty of sick bags for when Chelsea's had a few wines.
Or Bryce had a few rums. And then the last one over here, it's got all our books and it's got like Bryce's tablet and iPads and things in there. Essential oils, again cookbooks, and just a bit of a random cupboard.
We've got a L-shaped lounge, which is great for us too. It's got your usual storage underneath it, which we just put drinks and odd bits and pieces
and this ugly pillow.
Yeah, and then on the other side here we've got another door here where we normally keep our TV antenna, which is up on the roof at the moment. So nice, easy big bit of storage under here, which is great.
And it goes all the way around. So yeah. Oh, I will actually show you in this cupboard. Another Kmart special was this container. So I just turned it on its side, which was my mum's idea before we left, and it's got the sections in it already, so it's a really good little bookshelf. Under the sofa, we like to keep cans of drink and soft drink, soda water, extra alcohol under there, just to even out the caravan, because this side has the fridge and the cooktop and all of our utensils under here. So this side of the caravan only has the sofa, so we just like to even it out a bit for when we're on the road.
Good weight distribution is a massive thing we think about, because too many times you see a lot of oldies with caravans that have overturned just because they haven't planned where they put stuff enough.
And I get a bit paranoid on the road, like as soon as a truck passes I'm like, Bryce, put your hands on the steering wheel, like
not that I
attention.
Don't drive with my hands on the steering wheel.
But I just make sure he's paying full attention.
Up here we put our towels after we've had a shower and then hang them out every morning, just easy and out of the way. I put my hats up here, but it's pretty standard.
And then Bryce's side of the bed, he just today put this extra shelf in. So we only had the one at the bottom and this second one here, and he's just put that in as of today. So that's worked really well. Gives us more room to spread our clothes out. We just popped shoes in the bottom down there. Nothing interesting, but
just another nice little hidey hole where we can put stuff out of the way.
And then under the bed, it is on gas struts, but
because
bedding,
of all the pillows.
not just the pillows, and the pillow topper, it's really heavy. And we keep our swag gear under here.
there's a swag mattress and the canvas for it.
Yeah.
We keep a washing basket under here just because it's out of the way, easy to get to and easy to just turf your dirty clothes in. We've got a big bag full of our winter clothes. We've just recently got some vacuum bags just for space saving under here, just because there's a lot of clothes that we needed to take that we don't use all the time.
Yeah.
Along with the portaloo for when we go away from the caravan in the swag, then Chelsea's got something to go in.
And then in this bag we've got all of our awning sides, so we don't have an annex, which we're happy about because we don't need one. So we've got awning sides to give us a bit of privacy, and they just live in there. We actually hardly ever use them.
Another great thing that we'd recommend is a diesel heater. These things are fantastic. We got this for $150 on eBay, and it was one of the best purchases we've made. We used it down at Robe every night just before Christmas, thinking that it should be warming up. It didn't, and we only ever use it on the lower setting, and it heats up the area more than anything. It sucks in from the top here and then blows out through the front, so it sends that hot air all the way down the caravan. It's a completely sealed unit, so all the exhaust gases and air intake is outside. Being a full sealed unit, all the air that we breathe is what's blown around the chamber, so there's never any chance of getting anything bad heading into the caravan. Just with a couple vents on the side there, and it's good to go.
Yeah, it only took Bryce and my dad a few hours to install that, and it was super cheap. So yeah, my dad bought one a few years ago, and his was over $2,000. Yeah, so we got ours for $150 on eBay with postage, and we can't see any difference between the two.
They're exactly the same.
Yeah.
The other good thing about the diesel heater is it comes with a little remote which stays up the top here, so we can then turn the diesel heater on from bed in the morning and turn it off at night, which is a great little addition.
Yeah. And our bed area, so of the night time we chuck all these extra pillows down the back, and we've got a bolster as well that me and my mum made. And because Bryce's legs hang over the end of the bed, so we just pack it down at the back, pull it out, and then it's a perfect length for Bryce to lay because he's pretty tall. This other side is mine. My cupboard's a bit more packed than Bryce's. Probably need to cull a few clothes. It's really dark, so might be able to not do it justice. And then again, I've just got all my shoes down the bottom.
Under the back there, you can't really see, is the hot water service, so it's tucked away down the end there. Good thing about it is when I leave the hot water service after having a shower, Chelsea hears it click back on, and
at 2 in the morning,
and she'll get up and turn it off while I still stay asleep, which is even better.
I just tuck my yoga exercise mat down there and don't even feel it. This is what would you call it? Self-claimed. My little
I don't have anything in this section of the caravan. This is all Chelsea's.
Yeah. So I leave this all up here when we travel, maybe except for my perfume, and it doesn't really move anywhere. It's really good. And these little drawers are a little bit annoying to get to, but I just keep like my hair straightener, hairbrush, which I don't use every day, spare perfumes, more little boxes from Kmart with more makeup in, and then down the bottom we just keep, you know, spare tissues, shampoos, conditioners, body washes, things that we don't need all the time but we want to maybe stock up on.
So it's really just a bit of a cosmetic corner. Chelsea will spend a couple of hours, maybe 3 or 4 hours in the morning here getting ready. No, she's quite quick.
Maybe like 5 minutes, yeah. Pretty good. I reckon that's about all. Oh, maybe the roof hatches?
Oh, so we've got 4 Seasons roof hatches. These are great. You can sort of determine where the wind's coming from, and
so that's rain.
So they open up on rain, and you can try and stop where the sand's going to blow in, and just so you open up the other vents. They're brilliant. They let so much air in, heap of light in as well, and they're really good. We've got 4 oyster lights, so we've got 2 LEDs and 2 old fluoro ones. We were going to get rid of all the 4 of the old fluoro ones and put 4 LEDs in, but at the time it just wasn't cost effective for us.
It was just unnecessary like cost too. How much were these each?
I think they're about $40 each.
So to buy 4 of them at once, we're like, can't really justify it. We'll just get the 2.
And for the amount of time that we have all 4 lights on and the whole caravan lit up like a UFO, it's not worthwhile.
Maybe making a video like this.
So yeah.
And then heating and cooling.
Yep.
We hardly use this, or we haven't had to use the cooling much so far, but it works really well. We just use the diesel heater usually instead of this one. We'll take you for a look in the front boot now.
We've got 2 9-kilo gas bottles. We have quite a high gas demand. Well, not high, but we have a gas hot water service, the gas powered fridge and the cooktop as well. And being all on gas when we're away from power, it's vital that we have plenty of gas. So it's handy to have quite large supplies so that we never have the problem of running out. We run a TrailerMate jack. These are great. We got these second hand for about, I think it was about $100. We got a TrailerMate service kit online. That was just something I did at home, pulled all the O-rings out and changed it all over. On the front here we have a 12-pin plug and Anderson plug. So this runs directly to our batteries to charge it, and this runs all our lights and the fridge while we're driving on DC. We've got the breakaway here, just a little safety feature for caravans that are over 2 tonne, I'm pretty sure. That has to be on, and they go to a little battery so that if it does disconnect, this pin will pull out and the caravan brakes will lock on. Over here we've got a little bit of a mesh thing we built. This we just put our hoses on when we're driving along. Over these things here we've got the Heyman Reese weight distribution kit. These are just really good just to help stabilize the back of the car. It lifts the back of the car up as well, makes it look a bit nicer, it doesn't sag as much, and it helps when you're driving along the road as well.
And we just stuck one of these from eBay on the front, just a leveler.
Yeah, we've got a caravan leveler. It looks out of level at the moment, but the actual level is out of level. Into the front boot here, on this side we've got our battery. We just have one 120 amp hour battery. It's got a few fuses running along for different bits and pieces that run inside. The little storage at the back there is just good for our toilet stuff,
detergents,
washing detergent, car wash stuff. This yellow jerry can here is for the diesel heater. That runs straight underneath the caravan to the pump. Across here we keep the washing bucket and just spare buckets for when we need anything. Caravan levelers and chocks go in here while we're driving along, and just bits and pieces of everything. I've got a heap of screws and odd bits and ends. And then up the top here I built this shelf. It's made out of just a galvanized flashing. It's made of 2 pieces and pop riveted all the way along. It folds itself back on itself at the top here just to give it a nice strong edge, and then folds underneath so that you can fix it along. On this top shelf here we just keep lots of spares and odd bits and ends. We keep a spare set of wheel bearings for whenever you might need them. I keep a grease gun so that I can grease any nipples that are on the caravan and car. We keep a trailer lock in here as well.
And badminton set.
And badminton set. We keep a trailer lock in here. This one's quite easy. It goes up into the ball and then opens up so that no one can take off with your caravan. Over this side, just got bags with tent pegs and ropes. This is where our other water hose normally sits, and
then a bag of rags.
When we first got the caravan, we noticed that it was a bit low, so at first we were going to undersling or oversling the axles, which meant turning it around to try and gain a little bit of height, but that really wasn't a long-term fix. So when we were talking to one of our family friends, Cameron, he came up with the idea of welding a 4-inch piece in here. That allowed us to raise the caravan up 4 inches and do it the right way. The other thing we did that we made sure we did before we left, and my old man drilled it into me all the time, was to check your bearings. So we pulled the bearings out, we changed them over, repacked the grease, and it's really something that anyone can do. It's not something that you need to go take to somebody to do. Just pull them out, have a look, watch a couple YouTube tutorials if you're really stuck. Big thing we do when we're driving around is if we stop somewhere, we come through and we just just put our hand on here to find out if it's hot, because if it's hot, then there's an issue with your bearings.
They look really filthy at the moment, by the way. That's why I didn't get too close.
You just got to be careful that you don't get the heat confused with the brakes. Another thing we do is we mark all of our wheel studs and have it pointing inwards, because it's all well and good to check your nuts all the time and tighten them, but if you can see that they've moved, then you know that they've moved. By putting a bit of a visual thing in, it makes it a bit easier to see.
When we stop at a service station or something, if we've been driving for a long time that day, I'll quickly just run around the Caravan, and they're things that I can check.
The other thing we did, as soon as we got the Caravan about 10 months ago, was put in a washing line. These are fantastic. They just make your life so much easier. You can quickly chuck your towels out in the morning. And
I think everyone's got one of them now. They're so good.
Yeah, they're such a popular thing.
And
we had it on our last Caravan, and that was quite handy.
Now onto the back of the Caravan.
We've got a couple 20-litre diesel jerry cans we put on. We got these just off of eBay, but turned out they were quite flimsy, so we put a piece of 5mm steel and just bent it around and bolted it on, and that's just made the whole lot really rigid. We also put a dirty gear bag on the back here just for rubbish and bits and pieces while we're out and about. It just saves us having to leave it in cars or in caravans. It's nicer just to leave the rubbish outside, and then whenever you pull up somewhere, you just dump it in the bin. The other thing was, what we did was we put on a 100mm tube along the back here with a couple of threaded caps on either end. This is just great for the Caravan deflappers and even the aerial.
And we also put some of them awning, would they be rafters? Yeah, in there as well.
Yeah, just keeps them out of the way so that you can free up space in the front boot. The other thing we did is we put a couple of 40mm pipes underneath the Caravan. We put the silage hoses in them.
I'll get around this way and try and have a look.
We put the silage in there so that any dirty water or anything that's left over in the silage hoses doesn't go in any front boots. The strap here just ties it on, and they run the full length of the Caravan. They're about 5 metres each.
And then I don't think there's much interesting over this side other than the aerial. That's where our bathroom is up there, so we've got the toilet hatch.
We did have this little Y thing underneath here. It's a little diverter for your irrigation. We found out that it's actually handy to run a hose off of so that you can wash the Caravan. We nearly forgot this little tap I put on at the front. It's just quite handy for when you come off the beach or anything like that. You just want to wash your feet off before you go in the Caravan. You can just come through. I ran that underneath the Caravan and just teed into the cold water line, so it runs off of the pump as well. So when we're off power, we can just wash our feet easy. And that's a wrap. That's our tiny home. That's where we live. And
yeah, hope you enjoyed the video and it's given you a bit of an insight on how we live in the van.
Let us know any good ideas you guys have and what works for you guys.
Thanks.
See ya.